Yo,
Yes. Look at that stash and hat combo. Love it.
thought
Here
we'd
it is.
promote the partnership with Louisville City Football Club, Racing
Mhm.
Academy, all that stuff. I figured if the Yosemite Sam mustache can keep me and the team motivated and feeling like some badasses for the next 2 3 months, then yeah, we're recouped from the long Labor Day weekend, man. That was a marathon. Definitely fighting off. I don't know if you can see it at all, but definitely fighting off a little bit of sealer burn. It's been a while since I've been around 7 8,000 gallons of sealer being sprayed in an area
Yeah.
over a couple day period. So I forgot what that felt like. It was a good reminder.
Are you talking like right next to your eyes? Is that where you're pointing?
Yeah, it's just I tried to get most everything covered, and just I mean, it just your face is just it's hard. I've worn a face mask before, and then you get to where you can't breathe in that. So it's like whatever component of your skin is not covered, man. It's getting some of that overspray, or the fumes, or the
Yeah. It's
the
exposed.
stuff. Yeah,
It's exposed. Yeah. Well, shit.
it builds character, man. It's all good. It's
Yeah,
it's
man. Chicks
part
dig
of
it.
it. You know.
Yeah, yeah, no, I mean you're out there in it. No doubt about it. Well, I'll just kind of look at my list here and just go down it if you want.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
it's basically the same list with maybe one or two things added from the weekly goals. The first is just the Savannah banana effect, and I'm just going to start with does doing something this year sound more logical or next year? And that's from just some of the bullet points. I sent you a list that's I'm sure you haven't had a time to properly digest, but it's really just, and I can go back and find it was maybe like 10 ideas of things we could do as far as in addition to do it different as far as the Savannah banana effect. Like employees can come out for a free meal. Um, as far as the place we're working, we can invite multiple food trucks, local band, high school. We could get a pit master, things
Dang.
like that. Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know why I don't have a link to the actual sheet here.
Make it a paving party.
Yes, sir.
No,
Docs.
I don't know. I mean, just the more and I need to watch the documentary like in depth and in detail and pay attention. But like just the more I'm following and watching this guy and hearing the story and how they did things and how they've created this buzz. It's you know, I don't know that you can duplicate it, but you know, success always leaves clues. I mean, people that have I don't know. I'm trying to get outside the box a little bit this time with this entity and this brand and the venture, and sometimes bringing these big ideas to fruition. I mean, that obviously takes it takes attention, and it takes
Someone
commitment.
responsible for it.
Kind of like Pantheon, I mean,
Yep.
Welcome, welcome, welcome to the deep dive. Today we are embarking on a
Cool. So I can send this for you if you want. It's a 16-minute AI deep dive on like the Savannah banana effect. Uh,
okay,
I just basically did some deep research from a couple different AI platforms and then tried to combine it all into one deep research document and then have it distill everything that we could possibly take that's different from a traditional business.
yeah,
And I plugged all that into like the Pave It Forward knowledge base. And so that's what this list is. It's basically, I think I may have taken out a lot of the context just to try to make it shorter for you.
sure,
But basically, each one of these is like a different theme that they have is listed as like their core differentiators. Um, like the Asphalt Spectacular, that's where they want to do like dances and just make it completely spectacular, like just an absolute blowout. All inclusive promises, they have like a five F's of baseball, and then signature innovations and stuff like that. I highlighted these, and we can, I guess, just go through just ones I thought were my
yeah,
favorite. All day entertainment zones. And again, this could either be applied to paving day or like the big party afterwards.
yeah,
So obviously during the paving, we'd like to focus something on maybe the employees that work there, or something to make the walk to the entrance of the place a little bit cooler or something for the guests. but we can split it into those two. But the all-day entertainment zones, as you can see there, food truck, plaza, asphalt art gallery. I don't know about that. Paver arcade, I thought that was pretty cool. An arcade. Might be able to get a local place to bring out some arcade games or something. Live music. I mean, this is all seems a little bit out there, but if we pick and choose and want to do it, I mean, obviously they started with this idea too. Took a dive, took a chance. Ride the paver skid steer. I mean, obviously kids love that. That was one of the best things that came out of working those Woodford County and J-Town events.
Yeah.
Hard hat photo booth. I mean, general stuff. First drive auction. Bid to be the first car on the new pavements or a spot for 1 month for a customer or employee. Proceeds go to charity. I think a lot of these little things we could do, you know, proceeds go to charity. Moving on, the all-inclusive promises, paving work, the festival setup, all food for employees, professional photography, videography package. You can read down here. As I said, I'm just going to try to see if anything of this sticks. We're just starting the conversation. The 5 Ps, personalize everything. Name each section of the parking lot after long-term employees. I thought that was pretty cool.
That's cool.
Connect a partner or a certain charity that we are directly connecting with a certain lot. That way we could really link them up, especially to brands that are known within the community. Publicize the positive, just publicize the hell out of it. If we're going to do this, we want to capture everything and make sure that we can get local news coverage and really kind of blow it out of the water, going above and beyond just trying to create some posts out of it. Theme paving days for the crew, Hawaiian shirt, 80s music. I'm anticipating as I go through this now, and it gets later in the year, that this will be a next year thing. But
yeah, for sure. I
do think if you end up getting, especially a couple of these larger jobs, that we could take some of the things that are more aimed at the crew. And if you want to try to implement that, we certainly can.
Yeah. I love it, man. You see things sometimes, or you watch it, and you know, just something in your brain goes, "Ooh, how can we relate to that, or how can we do something along those lines, or something similar?" Like, you know, just kind of gets the juices flowing a little bit.
I think when you talk about the Pave It Forward brand, and if you ever want to expand that, or even just like super solidly define what it means for this one local Louisville branch, like if you incorporate the heart is in the pavement, and then also the second chance industry, while also giving back to recovery centers and just that kind of thing, I think that's different enough. You know what I mean? A truly community centered paving company. Like that actually gives me goosebumps. That's awesome. I think, you know, that's something that even if it were needed to be a differentiating factor in a new franchise opportunity, it could be. But yeah, I love it.
I mean, a lot of some of those things that the ideas are brought up, you know, revolve around like a food truck or something like that. And maybe that's something we start with on a big project next year, or if we, you know what, and get enough notice out to people in the recovery community, or people that run the recovery complex that we just did the job for, you know, the Beacon House, the Token Club. I mean, all these, there's so many outlets and halfway homes and recovery centers and people that are working with in the recovery community here locally. We get enough notice out and just say, hey, there's going to be free food. I mean, there's, you know, whether that be houseless people coming to get a meal, or people in the recovery community that don't have a lot of money yet, or just kind of getting their feet back on it, whatever. I mean, just a place where people can gather and get something to eat and hang out, talk, and maybe talk a little recovery in the same breath. I mean, I don't know, you know.
That's a great idea. And then, you know, with that, with partnering, we'll just keep the recovery complex for theme. But like, you know, if they come, they're obviously going to be versed in how to talk and what to talk about. Not that you wouldn't, but you know, you could just kind of, as long as you give them the setting,
way better than me,
set up nicely and easily, you know, make sure that they can spread their word as they need to. Yeah, I love that.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure we could find a food truck or something that would come along with us, or at least give us a good discount or something like that.
Sure. Yeah.
Job, whatever. But
yeah.
Yeah, I love that. I think that'll be where we start next year then. And if you think of anything else, just obviously holler at me. We'll keep adding it to the list. Crazy or not?
I will. Yeah. Fuck, they're all crazy.
Yeah, man. about doing the thing. Yeah, again, thanks. I really appreciate you, man. Like the more and more I meet more business owners, the more and more I realize none of us know what we're doing exactly, but there's just some people who just aren't willing to put the effort in. Yeah, or just like do things that make sense. And so
Yeah,
I really appreciate it, man. Like it's been so killer to partner with you from my early business beginnings because it's hard to find good people to work with.
that's mutual, man.
Yeah,
It's
I appreciate
why
it.
it works. No, but you're right. I mean, it's business is fucking hard, man, and um the longer I do it, and the more I realize what either makes you successful or differentiates yourself from others that are trying to do it. It's really, and you just said it, it's really just the little thing, and it's just the discipline of keeping it going, every single day, showing up and doing something. And some days you feel like you knock it out of the park and you got everything on the list done and you were super productive, and man, we really gained some momentum. Other days you feel like you're just getting your head bashed in and kicked in the teeth, and you're not doing. There's days you wake up where you don't want to do it, you have no motivation, but if you can just have the discipline and to kind of hold yourself to a standard and just keep and it's the same thing with my recovery, man. It's breaking it down at one day at a time mentality, a brick by brick mentality, and and that's what we're doing. We did it before, we're doing it again, and it's there's wins, there's losses, there's big wins, there's headache. The busier we get, the headaches become a little more frequent because things happen, and you got employees and equipment and customers, and people come at you from all angles. So it's a challenge, and it can wear you out. But you know, one foot in front of the other,
Yeah, I
keep
appreciate it again, man. It's
keep it rolling.
a good team and consistent improvement, man. It's a little bit more rare than you'd like to think.
It
Uh,
is rare. It is.
and it's just
That's
timing
why most don't make it, man.
timing and a little bit of luck is a lot of this game, man.
Yeah, luck is good.
The dirty graphics plan, uh,
Yep.
so they have the pricing. Let's see, what do we have?
Yeah.
That
Cat.
260.
There you
260.
go.
Yeah, these so obviously 265, right?
Yep.
You can get them as cheap with these pre-cust or with these pre-designs for I think one of those said 300, but this is pretty typical. Now, if you go for a custom one, I believe it's yeah, 1800 bucks. Um so I think it's awesome.
What?
It
I do too.
I think it's going to get dirty, but same with the paver. I think there's just a professional look to it that kind of sticks out.
Yeah.
Um,
What do you do if you upload your logo? Will it spit out a design, or is it like,
yeah, I was thinking full custom design. I hope they offer that.
and you just put it on yourself? I guess.
That was the other question is I guess we're gonna have to.
Application kit, because all you need for smooth installation. Yeah, I wonder if we may be better off to, if we ordered the graphics or whatever, take it to the folks that put our that do our other vinyl work and let them put it on.
100%,
I
man.
don't want to screw up a $2,000 sticker package.
Yeah, 100% agree with that. So probably
Couple
2,500
thousand
to
bucks.
3,000 out the door with application and everything.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can also attack this over the winter. I'm assuming, especially when the machines are going to be cleaned really well, is a good time to do
Yep.
that.
Yep.
But if anything you want to do, I thought the anything on brand would look good and hopefully make the guys a little bit pumped. All right, now a fun one. Have you had a chance to test out the call receptionist?
Shit. Nope.
All right, well let's find that email and do it.
Let's do it.
You have your phone near you?
I do.
Sweet. I just sent you a link on WhatsApp. If you open that link, you should be able to give it a call and you can just make up a name and address and test her out if you want. I'll show you the back end after you're finished.
Thank you for calling Pave It Forward, where we're giving back with every job. This is Lily. How may I help you with your paving needs today?
I need to get an estimate on my driveway, please.
Great. I'd be happy to set that up. May I have your first and last name, please?
Kevin Gray.
Thanks, Kevin. What's the best phone number to reach you?
It's 502-528-1526.
Thanks, Kevin. And what's the best email address for sending estimate details?
It's Kevin at paveitforwardllc.com.
Thanks, Kevin. I noticed the email you provided looks like it might have a typo. Is your email Kevin at pavitforwardllc.com? If not, please tell me the correct address.
Yep.
Can I also have the property address needing the driveway estimate?
Sure, it's 1914 Long Run Road, Louisville, Kentucky, 40245.
Great, thank you. What county is that property in?
Jefferson.
Thanks, Jefferson County noted. Is this for a residential or commercial property?
It's a residential property.
Perfect, residential noted. What type of project are we looking at? New paving, replacement, resurfacing, seal coating, crack repair, or something else?
I need it resurfaced.
Thanks, resurfacing noted. Approximately how long is your driveway? If you are unsure, an estimate like short, medium, or long is fine. Can you also describe the current condition? Any large cracks, potholes, drainage issues, or areas of sinking?
It's got some cracks in it, some water ponding in a few areas. It's probably 15 to 20 years old, and I'd say it's 500 feet long.
Thanks, that's very helpful. What's your ideal timeline for this resurfacing project?
As soon as possible.
Understood. I'll mark your timeline as soon as possible and flag this for priority. How did you hear about Pave It Forward? Also, before I finish, may I confirm you want estimates emailed to Kevin at pavitforwardllc.com, and the best callback number is 502-528-1526. Can I help you with anything else right now?
That's it.
Thank you, Kevin. We've scheduled your free estimate request, and Kevin and Josh will review your property. Expect a call back within 24 to 48 hours. If you need anything before then, call Pave It Forward at 502-528-1526. Can I help you with anything else?
No, ma'am. That's pretty fire.
Yeah, and actually I sent you V1 or version 1, and I have a second voice that's a little more natural, and I think I emphasized not or only asking one question at a time. So I can run through that as well, but let me share my screen real quick. On the back end, this is what it looks like. So agents looks like it was Lily V1. So here it is. So you click into this, and then it has a summary. It tries to jot down everything it can, and then if you can't...
Thank you for calling Pave It Forward, where we'll help you with your paving needs today.
I need to get an estimate on my driveway, please.
So it records the entire conversation.
Great.
It doesn't
We'd be
take
happy
them
to set
directly.
that up. May I have
Okay.
your first and last name, please?
And then it gives that summary.
Yeah. And then so that phone call costs 3/100ths of a cent. So when it comes time, for receptionists, if we can get this in, kind of honed in, I think it would take some weight off your back. And then with each of these, you can come in here, and I gave specific instructions on everything, the questions to ask. Then also I put in there certain situations, like we can also put in like, this is an automated receptionist as the opening line. If you'd like to speak to a human at any time, just let me know. And then if they ask for that, we can set up a number, your phone number or whatever that it connects to if anybody gets frustrated or doesn't want to do it.
How do we adopt this into our, like when people call my phone number, this answers?
We would get a second number. We would change the business number most likely. Unless
Okay,
you wanted to get a separate number, but I figured Kevin Gray would want to keep your current number rather than Pave It Forward. But as far as I know, there's not like a setting where like you can turn it on from your phone and turn it off.
okay.
But I can check into that.
So we would just get a different number, put it on the website, Google. That's where 95% of people call us from anyways,
hmm
right?
Yeah,
I love that.
I thought you might, especially when you're on the paver and trying to take calls.
Well, I usually end up texting with these people anyway. So if they're calling and dumping the information, I can just copy and paste that and get it into Leap and then assign to Josh. I mean, that's what I'm manually having to do anyways.
And we
You know,
could probably set up an automation where it takes this call and then automatically takes this summary and then forwards it to Josh. Like I'm quite certain there's API calls that I can do to set that up. What are your thoughts on how hard you'd like to push this or when to test it if so?
what do you think? I mean, this winter maybe,
That's fine. Or at least maybe
maybe.
either when it slows down or when we can test it on days when you know you're not going to be paving or something, you know what I mean, where we can be attentive and I can sit here and watch for
Yeah,
every
watching
call
it.
that comes in. Yeah. And then
I mean, for what? Would you say three 1,000ths of a cent?
yeah, and I mean I think 11 Labs is like this subscription's like $15 a month. As far as what I do, I'll show you this real quick.
I mean, all we have to do is change the phone number on the website and Google and on the wraps on our vehicles.
Yeah, and then plus you know that every call that would or a vast majority of every new call that's coming in is a new client, so it's not going to matter which phone number they're calling anyways.
That's right. But I love it. I mean, and maybe that buys us another whole year where we don't even need an office staff. As long as the crew can continually train. I've talked with Tony about this to me, like maybe on driveway days or days we don't have a big project or we don't have to get fast production. We're never going to get fast production without me out there unless I'm not out there also. So they're going to have to. I mean, that's how I did it, was laying thousands tons of asphalt.
Sure.
I was scared to death to run the paver 7-8 years ago.
So is the skill there really joint matching?
If you're just driving the tractor, it's just driving that thing straight and understanding.
Some of that video from those jobs, man, it looks
Oh,
make it easy.
it was perfect. I mean, it looks like a helicopter drove over top of that job site and just dumped it from the air down in the hole we milled out, and everything just went completely flush.
Yeah.
But that's why I'm so OCD about painting all those lines, painting every pull we're going to do, planning, making sure we've got a plan before we even start paving and everything's painted out. Everybody knows where we're going. Everybody knows what the next pull is, and it's that kind of planning. And then it's the guy running the paver. He's your pace guy for the day. Like that guy's got to know how many tons we got today, how much we need to get down per hour, how many feet we need to go per, just starting to understand how many feet per truck we need to be getting and keeping on yield. And
You're talking project management as well.
It's project management. Yeah. That guy, especially on those big projects is really running the project from the paver. And the two guys down on the screws, I mean, they're doing the joint matching and leading and making sure we're laying the right amount on the lead side, make sure we're matching the joint on the joint side. The guy driving the tractor he's setting the pace. He's keeping the production going.
Nice. Yeah, I'm sure he would be excited about that.
And it's not, and we've got a brand new paver, and if everything's painted out, it's really not that hard. Now I say that having thousands of hours of experience doing it, because I was terrified when I first started doing it.
Yeah.
And it is overwhelming and it is a big responsibility, but fuck, if you can drive a lawnmower straight, you can drive a paver straight. I mean, it's really taking the scariness and the fear out of the guy that you're handing it over to and breaking it down super simple, making my common sense start becoming their common sense, and that's where I suck as a leader the most. Is I forget sometimes I've got almost 20 years experience doing this, and there's guys that have a year or two, and I'm expecting them to be thinking the same way I am. And it's like, chill out, man.
Yeah.
They're put yourself back in 2009, 2010, 2011, 2012, when you were just trying to figure out how to put crack sealer down and seal coat a driveway. And you weren't even on a paver yet. Like, baby steps.
In the same breath, it's not like you have an established company. These are your key first jobs in a lot of cases,
Yeah,
new clients. So
100%.
I think obviously I think you'll train him in, especially if you have a goal of getting him a certain amount of comfortable before the end of the year.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, but you're right. I mean, in the infant stages of a business, I don't want to be hands off.
yeah,
You know, we got a lot to prove still. We have, a reputation to build still, and doing things like Planet Fitness the way we did, and Costco the way we did, on a local level, not dealing with a national vendor with that, and dealing with them direct. I mean, it's huge. And so we've got a 3:45 meeting with him today to just kind of do a walkthrough and make sure everybody's happy and everything's copacetic. And Tony's kind of wondering, what the hell, are they nitpicking stuff? I said, no. I said, this isn't. And I got to remind myself sometimes too that he's only been doing this a couple years, and when he was at, he never got the leadership or training from me that he deserved, because I was in my downward spiral. Like, I wasn't available. I wasn't a good leader. I wasn't a good teacher. I wasn't a good coach. I wasn't training anybody out there. We were just getting work done, and I wasn't explaining the why, the how, the when, the what, how, the process, the procedure, the standard, anything like that. And I was like, look, this isn't Bob's Car Mart down on Preston Highway that we did. Like, this is Costco. The lady we dealt with locally has executives to report to, and they want to make sure they got what they paid for. They want to make sure the project is complete, so that's an extra step we've got to do to, solidify things on the back end. So
sure. Yeah, that's cool. Are they going to make you do core sampling?
what's that?
They going to make you do any core sampling or anything like that?
No,
Like,
I mean,
look for
no, I
puddles,
mean,
run a
this was
hose
just
over it type
sealing.
stuff?
So, huh?
Run a hose over it, look for puddles, that type of thing, or
No, not. I mean, this was just a seal
yeah.
coat.
And now
So.
I'm in podcast mode now. Just for those people who are like approaching their first big job or looking at trying to approach their first Costco type job, like what is that final process like?
It's really just kind of a walkthrough with that property manager or owner, and just kind of going over things with a fine tooth comb, and creating if there needs to be a punch list, then we'll create a punch list. And look, I mean, there's a 400,000 square foot parking lot that we had to do a lot of the crack sealing and things when there was still traffic on the lot. We only got one full day that we didn't have full access to the property, and by that time we had to be in full-blown seal coat mode. So there could be some cracks we missed. I mean, there could be some things like that we just missed, not intentionally, but you're covering that much area, things like that happen. If they say, hey, we want you to hit a few more cracks, we'll hit a few more cracks, things like that. Now, that's on the seal coating side. They're really not going to core sample or do anything like that. We didn't have anything to do with
Mixing
the
up two
paving,
jobs, mixing up the planet.
but like the Planet Fitness. And that's something I could tell people that are, you're getting into your first big jobs with a lot of uncertainty, especially if you're new to the industry and don't understand, your margins or your productivity or your production rates or your trucking, and you can lose money really fast. But the biggest way you can lose money and potentially even go out of business is by screwing your customer. Getting into a big project and saying, hey, we're over budget and we're not going to make any money. Let's cut the material down half an inch or an inch so we can, at least get out of here in the black. And then if, Planet Fitness, there's that's a big real estate company that owns that Planet Fitness Big Lots AutoZone lot that we did. If they say, hey, we want to core test what you paved to make sure it's the thickness it needed to be, they're going to do it, and they can do it. And they do something like that, and we didn't do it. We said we were going to do in our contract. We're milling that whole parking lot up and redoing it. And young businesses, even seasoned businesses, that's probably a $250,000 expense we'd be talking about if we had to mill it out and put it back. I mean, that could bury you instantly overnight.
And I'm sure they have better lawyers than a person just
100%.
now starting up a newer
100%.
company would.
Absolutely. So that's not a Pandora's box you want to open it. And if they do open that box, you want to make sure you've done what you said you're going to do.
Nice, nice.
Yeah. Or you're in deep shit.
Yeah, yeah, man. That's got to be so uncomfortable trying to run a less than reputable company, trying to scam constantly. It just, I don't know.
Yeah. It would be exhausting.
Yeah, yeah,
I don't know how those guys sleep at night, honestly.
yep,
I couldn't. I'd be up all night worried about it.
yep. That's the truth. No way
You
to
know,
live.
and that's the difference. We're going into this meeting at 3:45 at Costco, and I feel pretty good about it.
Sure.
Could there be some concerns they have? Absolutely. But I know beyond a shadow of doubt, we did everything we said we were going to do in our contract, and you know, we'll stand behind that. And if they've got some requests, we'll stand behind. You know, we'll do what's right. You know,
Nice.
no big deal.
I was going to catch you while you're in podcast mode just to kind of review the Planet Fitness job. Since we have some good material, I wanted to try to kind of take an idea that you had of doing like a job overview. And so, yeah, if you want me to try to pull out some footage, that's fine. But if not, if you would just give a quick overview on maybe how the customer approached you, and I can even ask some follow-up questions to keep you going. But we're looking to just make a 40 to 90-second promo here. So anything from the how they came to reach out to you to anything unique about the project and project scope and how happy the customer is, I'd really appreciate it.
Yeah, so the Planet Fitness project that we just completed, and as far as I know, they found us through a Google search. They've got some properties here in the Louisville, Kentucky area. The one we just completed the project for them was on Poplar Level Road. It was Planet Fitness, AutoZone, and Big Lots parking lot. So they reached out to us through Google. Josh responded and got to talking with them, and obviously built some rapport and trust, and established a great relationship with them right off the bat. You know, they had entrusted $150,000, contract to us from a company that we've never done business with, this Pave It Forward, and so it's a new relationship for us. We were able to go out there, scope the project, get pictures, measurements, get them a proposal that was incredibly detailed and accurate on what exactly the scope of work was going to, what needed to be done, what we were going to do to rectify the problems, and came up with a solution and presented that to them. And they went with us and awarded us the project. And throughout the project, Josh stayed in communication with them. We were sending them updated photos and photography and drone footage during the process of what we were doing. We had some big repairs we had to do in the back, some 3-inch depth spots that the semi truck traffic had really caused some damage to. And then a big portion of the front of the shopping center was really destroyed. And it had been overlaid 3 or 4 times prior. And I think that was part of the problem. They just kept overlaying and overlaying and overlaying, and they weren't getting down to the root problem. The issues were the cracking and the sub-base stuff that was going on underneath. So we did a 2-inch mill out there and got down to some really solid pavement and put 2 inches back. It ended up being right at about 1,000 tons worth. So I mean, it was a big scope of work, and we were able. We got the repairs done in the back the day prior, and we ended up actually paving the main entryway on day 1, and then day 2 we still had, I don't know, 850 or so, 900 tons of milling and paving to do out front. And we brought in 10 trucks. We had the milling crew start about 7 in the morning, and they had most of it milled out by about noon, and we started paving, I don't know, by 10 o'clock that morning, kind of right behind them, and finished it up, by 5:30 that afternoon. So I mean, it went off without a hitch. I've paved a lot of big projects like that in my career. I don't know of any that have gone as well as that one did and looked as good as it did when we were done. I mean, it's actually an immaculate paving job. And couldn't be prouder of the team, man. We just went out there. We had a good, and it all started with the planning, man. It started, piss poor planning prevents damn, I screw that up every time. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. That's it. Those are the 6 P's. Proper planning prevents piss poor performance. And that's what we did. We spent, the weeks leading up to that, in communication with the real estate company, and in turn in communication with the tenants. Everybody knew what was going on. We were coming in, and we were going to create a huge disruption for about a 12-hour period, and that's what we did. But everybody knew we were coming. The customers of all those places knew we were coming. We had signs up on all the light posts and all the bollards out in the parking lot, so everybody kind of had a heads up of what was going down, and we executed. We debriefed the team for about a week leading into it, kind of starting the conversation of what things were going to look like and how it needed to be done and how it was going to go down, and we executed that to near perfection the day of. So when you plan and you communicate and you put out scopes of work and proposals to customers that they can understand and believe in and appreciate the return on investment that we're proposing, then that's a good fit. That's a good combination. That's a good customer vendor relationship. And like I said, they've got several other properties here locally and some within, 2 or 3 hour range of us also. And we're now their contractor of choice. So that's how you do those things. And that's how you build a business and build relationships and keep moving the ball down the field, man.
Did they happen to tell you why they chose you guys?
I'd have to talk with Josh a little bit further about that. I think they were. I think a lot of it came down to our professionalism and how quickly we responded to the request for proposal, how detailed our proposal was, just how much information we gave them on the front end, how visible we are online, and how we look and how we present ourselves. And you're talking about a relationship that's several hundred miles away from us, and really all they've got to lean on is our online presence, our human phone interaction with them, the way we present the scope of work and proposal, the information and education we give them on the front end. I mean, they really trusted our brand and our capabilities, and when we can show that on the front end and then we can execute that on the back end, you've got happy customers. So
gold. You, sir,
Yeah.
are a professional at this.
yeah, man.
Just fine. Beautiful. That'll work great. Thanks for that.
For sure. It looks like we're at about almost 1.8. I'm just looking on Leap. It's paid, completed, work scheduled, and under contract.
Oh yeah, as far as the drone photographer videographer one, is it all right? Should I prep him for Thursday night or Friday? Do we know yet?
I mean, it's supposed to rain tomorrow. We're supposed to start milling at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And if it's not raining, we'll be paving tomorrow too. So what do you want him to get?
I showed him all of my previous videos. He's got a drone shot and a ground camera. So he was just going to get us general purpose shots of both. Like, we don't have enough close-ups of you or the team working or stuff like that.
I'd have him on standby for tomorrow if you can.
Yeah, he said he'd be willing to.
Maybe 10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, if it's all right with you, I'll start a 3-way text with the 3 of us.
Yeah, that'd be good. Just do that.
Sounds great.
Does that work?
Perfect.
All right, dude.
Thanks, Kev.
Thank you, brother.
Have a good day. Good luck at cops.